Welcome to the deep dive. So glad you're with us today. We're tackling something uh, pretty common for English learners. You study for ages, maybe years, but you still find yourself translating everything in your head first. That feeling of, "Ugh, will I ever just think in English?"
Mhm.
So our mission today is to really understand why our brains do that and, more importantly, get into some real practical steps to shift your thinking directly into English. Just imagine that feeling, your thoughts just flowing in English. Pretty liberating, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's a hurdle so many learners face everywhere. And what we're digging into today, it's deeper than just learning vocabulary. It's really about retraining your brain's, basic operating system, moving past that automatic translation habit.
Okay, let's unpack that then. You said it's natural for our brains to kind of stick to our native language.
Yeah.
What's really happening there cognitively? Why does the brain hold on to that comfort zone so tightly?
Well, our brains love efficiency, right? They prefer the path of least resistance. Think of your native language like a superhighway built since you were a kid. Every thought, feeling, idea has its own well-paved lane. It takes almost no effort to use. Now, English, that's like building a new road right next to it.
Hmm.
At first, it takes way more mental energy. So the brain, trying to save energy and find the quickest way, just defaults back to that comfy, super fast native language highway. It's not just safety, it's pure efficiency until the English road gets just as smooth.
Yeah, that superhighway analogy, yeah, that really
Yeah.
clicks. So when the brain takes that easy route, what does that translation process actually look like for the learner in like real time?
It's usually this multi-step mental dance. You hear English,
Okay.
your brain flips it into your native language,
Graph.
you think of the answer there, then you translate that back into English,
Ah,
and then you finally speak. And that explains that little pause, that hesitation, even when you know what to say. Your brain's doing all these hitting steps.
wow. And the cost of doing that constantly. I mean, it sounds exhausting.
It is, definitely. Always translating is draining. It leads to cognitive overload, basically. And that's why learners often, forget words easily, even words they know, or they hesitate.
Yeah.
It's not just annoying, it's a real barrier to sounding natural and spontaneous. Your brain is using up so much energy on translating, there's less left for actual communication.
Right, that common thing. I know the word, but I just can't grab it when I need to speak.
Exactly. And often that's precisely because the brain is still digging for the native word first instead of just going straight to the English one.
Okay, so that's the challenge. The big question then is, can we actually change this? Is it like some kind of magic trick, or is there a real way to rewire this habit?
Oh, it's absolutely possible. And no magic needed. It really comes down to consistent daily practice, deliberate practice. We're basically talking about building new habits for your brain one step at a time.
It's really encouraging. Okay, so what are those first concrete steps? Where does someone start?
All right, step one, start small. Really small. Pick super simple, everyday words you know perfectly. Things like, coffee, door, phone, street, sun, stuff you see all the time.
Okay.
When you see one, just make a point of thinking the English word in your head. So instead of your native word for coffee, just think coffee. Instead of the word for door, think door. The key thing here is doing it consistently, every day, everywhere. You're forging that direct link.
Got it. Building that direct connection. Okay, what comes after just single words?
Step two, make short English sentences about your day. This gets your brain used to actually forming ideas in English. So as you're doing something, just narrate it internally, like, I'm brushing my teeth, I'm going to work, I'm waiting for the bus.
Simple stuff?
Yeah, very simple. They don't have to be grammatically perfect or anything. The goal is just to start generating thoughts, however basic, in English.
I can definitely see how that would start building some momentum.
Exactly. And then, moving on, step three, describe what you see. Just look around you, wherever you happen to be, and mentally describe things using simple English sentences. The sky is blue. A dog is sleeping. Two people are talking. Even just doing that silently creates this little English environment inside your head.
Like a mini immersion bubble.
Precisely, a mental immersion bubble.
I guess this naturally leads into talking to yourself.
It does, yeah. Step 4, use internal questions. Ask yourself simple questions throughout the day, like, what am I doing now? What did I do this morning? What will I do tonight?
And the key is,
The key is to answer them, again, just in your head, using English.
yeah.
Even if the answer is really simple, it forces your brain to retrieve and structure things in English.
Okay, this next one feels like it could be huge. Step 5, use English when you talk to yourself. Because let's face it, we all have that running commentary in our heads.
We absolutely do. And this is a golden opportunity. You can basically hijack that internal monologue for learning. Make a conscious choice to switch those thoughts to English. Instead of thinking in your native language, where did I put my keys? Think, where did I put my keys?
Or I need to buy milk.
Exactly. I need to buy milk. Let's finish this work. Things like that. This step is super powerful because it starts making English your actual thinking language, not just something you produce when you have to speak.
So these small steps, done consistently, they're really working on those deeper brain pathways, aren't they?
They absolutely are. Every single time you mentally label something in English or form even a tiny English thought, you're strengthening those new neural connections. It's like, literally paving that new English road in your brain, making it smoother, faster. The brain learns by doing, even internally. These repetitions build the habit, creating a new default.
Okay, so once someone's got these basic steps going, how can they kind of level up, make it more engaging, more effective?
Yeah, a great way is to practice with things you actually enjoy, your hobbies. Watch short YouTube videos about your interests, but in English. Read easy articles or even just Instagram posts in English about stuff you like. Listen to English music, maybe look up the lyrics. Definitely use English subtitles when you watch TV shows or movies.
Why does connecting it to interests work so well?
Because the brain hangs on to words and information linked to positive emotions and genuine interest much better. It tags them as important, makes them stick. Learning feels less like work.
Makes sense. And I guess this also helps move from just knowing words to actually like thinking in full sentences.
Precisely. That's the natural progression.
Yeah.
At first, maybe you just grab single words. Then you start putting together little useful phrases, good idea, too expensive, let's go, common chunks.
Right.
The real breakthrough, though, is when your brain starts combining these naturally into complete thoughts, like, it's raining, so I'll take an umbrella, or I'm tired, but I have to study. That's the moment you're really starting to think in English, not just stitching translations together.
That's a cool milestone to aim for. What other techniques can help speed this up? And what about mistakes? Because that fear holds so many people back.
Yeah, it's fascinating how the brain just naturally progresses when you feed it consistent, engaging input. Creating the right environment is key, and a massive part of that environment is accepting mistakes. Seriously. So many learners wait for perfect before they try thinking or speaking in English.
The perfection trap.
Exactly. Perfection is the enemy of progress here. When you start genuinely thinking in English, you will forget words, you will mess up grammar, you will make some weird sounding sentences, and that is completely 100% normal, expected even. Each mistake is actually your brain figuring things out. It's testing, getting feedback, adjusting those new English pathways. It's not failure, it's learning data. You got to embrace it.
That's a helpful reframe. Okay, what else? Any other techniques?
Another really effective one is shadowing. Have you heard of this?
Like repeating what you hear.
Exactly. Listen to a bit of native English speech, maybe from a short podcast clip or a video, and repeat it immediately, like an echo. Try to mimic the rhythm, the intonation, everything.
Interesting. How does that help with thinking?
It helps your brain connect the English sounds directly to meaning, kind of bypassing that translation step. It also really tunes your ear and improves pronunciation and flow. It's powerful.
Okay, shadowing. Got it. And I assume real conversations play a big role too.
Oh, absolutely crucial. If you possibly can, use real conversations. Talk with a friend, find a tutor, join a language exchange. Even short, regular chats force your brain to stay in English mode. Plus, you quickly figure out what words pop into your head easily and where you're still struggling so you know what to work on.
And if you don't have a conversation partner readily available,
Then talk to yourself out loud. Seriously, narrate what you're doing while cooking or plan your day out loud in English. It might feel silly at first, but it really works to build that habit of verbalizing thoughts in English.
good practical tip. What about using imagination?
Yes. Visual thinking in English. This is another great one. Try actively imagining scenarios and playing them out in your head using English. Like, picture yourself ordering coffee. Can I have a latte, please? Or imagine your day tomorrow. Okay, I'll wake up at 7, then I'll have breakfast.
So you're rehearsing mentally.
Exactly. You're using your imagination in English. It helps your mind skip the translation detour and just engage directly with the language in a creative way.
It really sounds like the overall goal is just surrounding your brain with English as much as possible, even internally.
That's pretty much it. The ultimate step is to actively build your English world. Change your phone language to English. Change your social media interfaces. Use English language apps, planners, maybe even keep a simple diary in English.
Even small things.
Even small things like naming computer folders or files in English. The idea is to make English just part of the background noise of your life, part of your daily environment, so your brain starts to accept it as the default language for getting things done, for thinking about everyday stuff. You're signaling, hey, brain, this is how we operate now.
Making it the default. I like that. And that really sums it up, doesn't it? Thinking in English isn't some special talent you're born with. It's a skill. You build it step by step with that consistent effort we talked about. Every single time you name something in English in your head, or ask yourself a question, or imagine ordering that coffee, you're doing it. You're training your mind to stop translating. It definitely takes patience. That daily practice is key, but it sounds like it's also a journey you can actually enjoy.
Absolutely. And that consistency, it really adds up. It has a profound effect because truly every single English thought you manage today makes genuine fluency that much closer tomorrow. And, it goes beyond just speaking better. When you start thinking in a new language, it can subtly shift how you perceive things, how you interact with information and people. Maybe consider this. How might becoming truly fluent in thinking in English not just change how you communicate, but maybe even broaden your whole perspective on the world?